Hi guys, and welcome to my intermediate video for the one-way system on the Isle of Man TT over the mountain road. We've done a beginner. I'm going to link the beginner, and Unrestricted Isle has also done an intermediate guide, which I will link in the down there for you guys to check out. Both definitely worth watching. If you haven't watched the beginner, definitely watch the beginner if you haven't been before, and then move up to the intermediate. So we're going to cover 3 rules. They're rules that I kind of came up with, and they should keep you relatively safe. First rule is keep left. Just stay in the left-hand lane unless you need to overtake, and only use the right lane once you've checked. This brings us on to rule 2, which is check your mirrors, and always be checking your mirrors. You have no idea if you're doing 50 to 100 mile an hour, the boys who are doing 150, 180 mile an hour come up on you like that out of nowhere. So you really need to be eyes on stalks, looking in the mirrors all the time. Rule 3 is a 95% rule. Never ride more than 95% of your ability. You always need that little bit in reserve in case someone does something unexpected or there's a road condition that you're not expecting. You need that little bit in reserve just so you can react, and it should just keep you safe. I'm not saying ride at 95% all the time, but a maximum of 95%. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the intermediate stuff. A few things to consider. Firstly, how busy is it? You can tell today it's pretty busy, and if it's busy, obviously you don't want to go absolutely flat out because you just don't know what's going to be around the corner. There could be a crash, there could be sheep holding the road up at gunpoint. I've said that in another video, so I think I said that in the first video. There could be a selection of things, so just always, if it's busy, just don't ride at 100%, and just very aware of what's going on. Next is the weather. Obviously look at the mountain. Mountain is a bit cloudy but really sunny, 18 degrees today, so we know that the mountain should be in tip-top condition for riding. There's nothing on the matrix signs, it just says it's one way, which again will give you another clue if there's a hazard that you need to be aware of. And obviously the faster you're riding up there, the more you've got to be aware of these hazards that can jump up at you. We're going to go over while it's mad today, which is fine. I'm hoping all those guys breaking up there aren't the mountain shutting. We're going to go up while it's busy, and I did up to 50 for the beginner, and today we're going to be doing up to 100 mile an hour. And I think, see all the bikes stopping up there? I got a bad feeling. We're going to do up to 100 mile an hour today, and I'll always cut in with another run at a later date if it is shutting now, but we'll do up to 100. And I just want to illustrate to you guys, even if you're doing 100 mile an hour, 100 mile an hour is probably fast to you if you don't live here. It's probably faster than you've really been on a public road before, but 100 mile an hour is not that fast on the mountain. I just want to show you that you really need to stay in the left hand lane, and even when you're doing 100, you need to be pulling over on the left and only pulling out to overtake if your mirrors are clear and you've seen that no one's coming. You can see the traffic backing up. I think it's shut, which is absolutely typical in the second I try and do the video. So what we'll do now is we will cut to me going over the mountain, probably at a later date, sticking at 100 mile an hour, and just show you guys how to handle it if you've done the mountain sort of 3-5 times. I need you guys to know the mountain by this point. If you're watching this and you don't know the mountain, you should be watching the beginner video first. So as we can see, everyone's piling up now. It's shut. It's been manic all day. I don't mind it being manic, to be honest, but you see he's just going to put the road closed signs out. This is another thing you need to watch for. The mountain shuts so often. You just got to kind of read the police. You can tell as you go around the hairpin if there's an issue or not. He's going to come over and have a chat with us now. He's got his taser. I'm not sure what that's for. Is that for speeders? So yeah, I'll cut to me going over when it's not shut and someone hasn't binned it. Okay guys, so I'll see you in a sec. Okay guys, mountain is open, mountain is busy, so we will crack on with the intermediate guide. So mountain isn't usually this busy. Ramsey Sprint's just finished, but while it's busy, it's a good time to show you more hazards. If I go over when it's completely clear, it's not exactly very very informative when it comes to things to watch out for. So as I said, intermediate, we're going to cruise over at 100. That doesn't mean we're going to be doing 100 everywhere. That just means that we're going to do a maximum speed of 100 mile an hour. And I'm just going to show you guys how to kind of, yeah, get a bit of a move on, so you're faster than normal daily traffic, but not obviously crazy fast. Because we're doing intermediate, it's kind of the most risky speed to do, because not only are you looking out for slower traffic pulling out on you and things like that, you're also looking for faster traffic coming up behind you, so you have to be paying attention to both types of traffic. So what we've got to think about is tyres when we're coming up here. If we've been sat in Ramsey for ages, we got cold tyres. If we've got cold tyres, we need to get some heat in our tyres. How do we get heat in our tyres? Friction. Now a lot of people weave when they're coming up to the police here. Not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. They'll pull you over. Some boys get done for due care and attention for weaving up here. Weaving doesn't get any heat in your tyres. What weaving does is essentially just clean any dirt and things off your tyres. What you want to be doing is accelerating and braking. That's the friction that is going to get you a bit of heat in your tyres. So obviously acceleration will do your rear tyre, and if you brake with your front brake, you will get a bit of heat into your front tyre. And you're going to use this initial 50 zone just to get a bit of heat in the tyres. A lot of crashes are caused by people going up here really fast with cold tyres and downsiding it at the gooseneck. Hope you can hear me over that guy's loud exhaust. So obviously we're 30 all the way up here, so we'll sit at 30. And then we come into the 50 here. And we'll just quickly accelerate up to 50 in a straight line. Just get a bit of heat in our rear tyre. Click behind, it's got no one behind, so we're all good just to do a squirt, a little bit of braking, just check it behind, there's no one behind. 40 up to 50, little bit of a brake, and we're just getting that heat in the front tyre. Front tyre is more important than rear tyre, I would say. You can kind of control it if you get a bit of a skip on the rear, whereas if your front goes, your front's gone, you know. So yeah, we're still in the cones, this is all 50, as I said, it's going to be very busy. And we'll just cruise over. I think there was a small crash, they stopped it for a second, but so up we go, up to 50. And we'll cruise up. We will just get these cars. I'm going to sit at 50. You're allowed to overtake here, just do 50. Okay? I will just quickly get in out of this car's way. So remember what I said about accelerating and braking. So just do a little bit of accelerating, a little bit of braking. Gooseneck's a good one for braking because you can brake in a nice straight line from 50. So like we're doing 53, 53, nice and hard on the brakes, nice and hard. Round the gooseneck, up to 50. Obviously it's still not de-restricted here. A lot of the guys completely ignore it. Whatever, it makes no difference to me if they ignore it. But we'll sit at 50. The de-restricted signs are coming up. And then all we're going to do is just accelerate up to 100. And I want to show you guys how easy it is to stay in the left-hand lane doing 100, okay? So there's into de-restricted. I'm just going to cruise. I'm going to stay in the left-hand lane. Got a car behind us. I'm going to indicate. Pull out, round this guy, round the corner, just take the corner nice, back in, left hand lane, that's where we want to be. That's where we're going to spend most of our time on this run. And we're just going to cruise at 100, okay? Up we go, and we're just always looking in our mirrors, okay? Always looking in our mirrors. We've just got a car sat there at the moment. Fast guy coming. Here's a fair way back, so we'll indicate, pull out, get this guy. Lifesaver, back in, indicate, round these guys. Watch out for them pulling across you here. You'd be surprised how slow people go and still take the full racing line. So this is a good opportunity for me to illustrate one of Blake's points, which is looking as far ahead as you can. You know, give yourself as much time to respond to any potential hazard or issue. Like look, I'm looking all the way down the mile there. Look how far you can see, and I can see nobody on the roof. And back in. Now if you're clear, cut this one, and cut Guthries as well if you're clear. We'll just cruise at 100, this is 100. If you want to go faster, this is your time on the straight at the start of the mile, go a bit faster. And just slow down, back down to 100 once you start getting to the blind corners here. Okay, so that's 100 100, and you can see on the mountain 100's not actually really fast, is it? So I'm looking in my mirrors, I've got to overtake this van, but I'm looking around, I've got a really fast guy coming now. So I'm not going to pull out, because he's coming. So there he goes. We've got another guy, and another guy. And we know after the third guy, I'm all in the clear. So pull out, nice and quick, back in with a lifesaver, sit at 100. And before I know it, somebody else is there, straight past me. Okay? And you've got to be checking your mirrors. Always, you want to be spending more time looking in your mirrors than you're looking if you're going straight ahead. You want to be constantly aware of who's coming up behind you. And obviously we're sitting behind the Aston. The Aston's, he's cutting corners. He has no need to do that. He's got far more grip than a motorcycle, and he's in the middle of the road. No need at all. So one of the good things about staying, I'm going to have to get him actually. We'll go past him, staying on the right hand lane, and we'll indicate, back in, and we're up to 100, there's 100 again, and look, those guys are gone, they're gone. We're probably not going to see them till the cones. One of the good things about staying in the left hand lane, you could use that right hand lane in emergencies. If you go into a corner too fast, a right hand corner for example, you can turn in earlier and use that right hand lane. If you go into a left hand corner too fast, you can go a little bit wider and use that right hand lane. You shouldn't have to, but it's just a contingency measure in case you go in too fast. So we're still at 100. Now I was going to show you that you can go around the veranda on the left hand side of the road at 100 mile an hour, no problem. I'm still doing 100 here, right? And there's no need, look, I'm not going to let off at all, no need at all to be on the inside if you're doing 100 or less. Look, I'm not putting any effort in at all, and I'm just cruising around on the left, back into the lane where we belong. Any fast guys can go past us now. You got a fast guy coming, that's not a problem. He's still a fair way back, but we'll let him get past here because this is a fast section. They'll be doing 140, 150 here. Here he comes, BMW S1000RR, right in my mirrors. Not sure he's going to get us before the cones. Yeah, there's one, there's the next guy. Just pull over and let them pass. If they're going faster than you, let them pass you, and make sure that you don't do anything that upsets them. You know, don't do anything unexpected that's going to cause an accident. So the mountain's a bit crazy at the moment. This is about as busy as it's going to get, really. This is kind of mad Sunday levels of busyness. It is Tuesday, but the Ramsey Sprint's just ended. We're riding from Ramsey to Douglas, so all the traffic wants to get back to Douglas, which makes it a little bit crazy. So past the police will... Oh, guy going very slowly. Okay, and we'll get back up to 100. And we'll just cruise at 100, always looking in on mirrors. We haven't got any fast guys back there as far as I can see. We'll cruise past these guys. Always looking on our mirrors, always looking on our mirrors. And we'll just sit at 100. Right, caveat, before I say that, we're going around Brandywell. Watch out with Brandywell, it tightens. Okay? Just go around, turn in, turn in, turn in, turn in, then squirt out, okay? It's tighter than it looks. A lot of crashes at Brandywell. Okay, it's back up to 100. This guy's doing about 100, we'll slot in behind him. Oh, he slowed down a bit, looking in my mirror. No one there, all good. Around the outside of him. So obviously these, again, I've got to take the outside line, so I'm just adjusting the speed and my road position just to take that in, indicate left, and we're back in the left-hand lane. Anybody who's going fast they can. Right, caveat, I'm going to do a bit of showing off around Windy, I apologise. So you're allowed to cross the double whites. I have spoken to the Chief Inspector regarding this morning. It is no problem for you to cross the solid white lines on the mountain road. It's a safety issue and it's not enforced during PT. If you run like a prick, you'll get done for due care, but it is legal to cross it. So we're coming up behind a few slow guys, indicate, pull out. Again, we're on the outside, so we'll just adjust our lines accordingly. We may as well stay in the outside here, and we'll pull back in, and that is the mountain road at 100 mile an hour intermediate, guys. I think it was all right. It was a bit hectic, which is kind of what you want. There weren't as many fast guys. Honestly, whenever I try and do this video, there's no fast guys, and then whenever I'm just riding over, there's a ton of fast guys. So it's just sod's law. But this is the one I'm going to use. I've done it 4 times now. This is the one I'm going to use. So that's the intermediate guide to the one-way mountain. So you've done it now. You're into a 60 zone, and we're coming down to a 40 zone. The cops sit at the bottom, and they speed gun people, and if you're stupid enough to speed in a 40 when you've just done a de-restricted mountain, then you deserve to get fined. Like, what are you doing? So there they are, right down the bottom. I think he's got his speed gun out, has he? Can't quite see, but you can see the 40 signs just where the cones split across the road there. So just make sure we're already doing 40, so we're all good. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you found it informative. I was thinking about doing an expert one, but the issue with the expert one is I don't want to be seen as basically encouraging people to ride at that sort of speed. So rather than me doing an expert one, I'd just say just watch the faster videos that I post, just learn the lines, and that's kind of your optimum line, I'd say. Obviously you can change them a bit. A few boys do it a little bit different to me. But yeah, watch that if you want to, if you're going to progress past 100. And watch out for the traffic. You know, there's no point going balls to the wall if it's really busy. You know, just cruise. Make sure that you're using less than 95% of what you've got available in your tank, and you know what that is. Nobody else knows what that is. You know what that is. Don't get encouraged by your mates. If your mates are a bit quicker, let them be quicker. Chances are they've been here a bit longer than you and they know the road a bit better. But yeah, just 95%, check your mirrors, and you can see I'm pretty sure I spent over half of that entire run looking in my mirrors, and it should be the same for you, because it doesn't matter how fast you think you are, there's always someone faster. So now we're going to see everybody paying lots of attention to the 40 zone. I'm going into Douglas, so I'm going to go down here. I'm going to end the video there. I want you to like and comment and subscribe. Let me know if you found it informative. Let me know if it was a shit video, and I will see you in the next one.